Good morning, students. Welcome back to English class. Today we are going to start the new lesson. The name of the lesson is Indigo, written by Louis Fisher. About the author, if you talk about, he was born in 1896. He served as a volunteer in the British Army between 1918 to 1920. Fisher made a career as a journalist and wrote for the New York Times and the Saturday Review and for European and Asian publication. He was also a member of the faculty of Princeton University. Indigo, we will see the introduction of this lesson, Indigo as a lesson. The story is based on the interview taken by Louis Fisher of Mahatma Gandhi. In order to write on him, he had visited him in 1942 at his ashram, Sevagram, where he was told about the Indigo movement started by Gandhiji. The story revolves around the struggle of Gandhi and other prominent leaders in order to safeguard sharecroppers for the atrocities of landlords. Briefly, I will tell you the summary of this Indigo first. Louis Fisher met Gandhi in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram. Gandhi told him that how he initiated the departure of the British from India. He recalled that it in 1917 at the request of Rajkumar Shukla, a sharecropper from Chambaran, he visited the place. Gandhi had gone to Lucknow to attend the annual meeting of Indian National Congress in the year 1916. Shukla told him that he had come from Chambaran to seek his help in order to safeguard the interest of the sharecroppers. Gandhi told him that he was so busy so Shukla accompanied him to various places till he consented to visit Chambaran. His firm decision impressed Gandhi and he promised him that he would visit Calcutta at a particular date. Then Shukla could come and take him along to Champaran. Shukla met him at Calcutta. They took to a train to Patna. Gandhi went to lawyer Rajendra Prasad's house. They waited for him in order to grab complete knowledge of the situation. He reached Muzaffarpur on 15th April in 1917. He was welcomed by Professor J.B. Kriplani and his students. Gandhi was surprised to see the immense support for an advocate of home rule like him. He also met some lawyers who were already handling cases of sharecroppers. As per the contract, 15% of the peasants' land holding was to be reserved for cultivation of indigo, the crop of which was given to the landlord as rent. This system was very oppressive. Gandhi wanted to help the sharecroppers. So he visited British Landlord Association, but he was not given any information because he was an outsider. He then went to the commissioner of the Tirhat division, who threatened Gandhi and asked him to leave the Tirhat. Instead of returning, he went to Motihari. Here he started gathering complete information about the Indigo contract. He was accompanied by many lawyers. One day he was on his way to meet a peasant who was maltreated by the indigo planters. He was stopped by the police superintendent's messenger who served him a notice asking him to leave. Gandhi received the notice but disobeyed the order. A case was filed against him. Many lawyers came to advise him, but when he stressed, they all joined his struggle and even consented to go to jail in order to help the poor peasants. On the day of trial, a large crowd gathered near the court. It became impossible to handle them. Gandhi helped the officers to control the crowd. Gandhi gave his statement that he was not a lawbreaker but he disobeyed so that he could help the peasants. He was granted bail and later on the case against him was dropped. Gandhi and his associates started gathering all sorts of information related to the Indico contract and its misuse. Later, a commission was set up to look into the matter. After the inquiry was conducted, the planters were found guilty and were asked to pay back to the peasants. Expecting refusal, they refused offered to pay only 25% of the amount. Gandhi accepted this too because he wanted to free the sharecroppers from the binding of Indigo contract. He opened six schools in Champran village, and volunteers like Mahadev Desai, Narhari Parekh, and his son Devdas taught them. Kasturbai, the wife of Gandhi, used to teach personal hygiene. Later on, with the help of volunteer doctor, he provided medical facility to the natives of Champran, thus making their life a bit better. A peacemaker, Andrews wanted to volunteer Champaran ashram, but Gandhi refused as he wanted Indians to learn the lessons of self-reliance so that they would not depend on others. Gandhi told the writers that it was Champaran incident that made him think that he did not need the British advice while he was his own country. Now we will start the lessons. I'll read out the paragraph and I'll explain the paragraph wise. Indigo lesson explanation. Uh, Here goes the first paragraph. When I visited Gandhi in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram in central India, he said, I will tell you how it happened that I decided to urge the departure of the British. It was in 1917. So here author explains about his first interaction, means what, meeting with Mahatma Gandhi. He says that he first met Gandhi in 1942 at his ashram, which was in Sevagram. It was located in central India. Gandhi said that he would tell him about his struggle against the British, which first took place in the year 1917. Next paragraph. He had gone to the December 8, 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow. There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. During the proceedings, Gandhi recounted, a peasant came up to me looking like any other peasant in India, poor and emaciated, and said, I am Rajkumar Shukla. I am from Champaran. I want you to come to my district. Gandhi had never heard of the place. It was in the foothills of the towering Himalayas near the kingdom of Nepal. Here, convention means agreement, delegates means what? Representatives, peasant means small farmer, emaciated means what? Thin. Champaran, a place in Bihar. In this paragraph, he says that in the month of December in the year 1916, Mahatma Gandhi went to attend the annual meeting of the Indian National Congress at Lucknow. There were about 2,301 representatives and visitors. Gandhi recalled that a small farmer named Rajkumar Shukla came to him, who was poor and thin. He requested Gandhi to visit Champaran, a place in the foothills of the Himalaya mountain range near the kingdom of Nepal. Read out the next paragraph. Under an ancient agreement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. Rajkumar Shukla was one of them. He was illiterate but resolute. He had come to the Congress session to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar, and somebody had probably said, speak to Gandhi. Sharecroppers means a tenant farmers who gives a part of each crop as rent. Resolute means what? Determined. In this paragraph, he says that he told Gandhi that he was a sharecropper. A sharecropper is a farmer who gives a part of the crop as rent to the owner of that piece of land that he cultivates. He told him that because of an old agreement, many of the peasants in Chembran were sharecroppers. He had come to meet Gandhi on someone's suggestion as he was determined to find a solution for the sharecroppers who were facing hardships due to this agreement. He sought help, Gandhiji's help in this paragraph. This much it is said, and we will see the next paragraph in this. He told Shukla he had an appointment in Kanpur and also committed to go to other parts of India. Shukla accompanied him everywhere. Then Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla followed him to the ashram. 4 weeks he never left Gandhiji's side. Fix a date, he begged. Committed means what? Dedicated. And accompanied means go somewhere with someone as companion or escort. Kanpur, a British name for the city of Kanpur. After hearing this problem, Gandhi told him that he had to visit Kanpur and some other parts of India due to prior appointments. Shukla went with him everywhere. After this, Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla was always there with him for several weeks, begging him to fix a date to visit Chembran. Impressed by the sharecroppers' tenacity and story, Gandhi said, I have to be in Calcutta on such and such a date. Come and meet me and take me from there. Months passed. Shukla was sitting on his horses at the appointed spot in Calcutta when Gandhi arrived. He waited till Gandhi was free. Then the two of them boarded a train for the city of Patna in Bihar. There, Shukla led him to the house of lawyer named Rajendra Prasad, who later became president of the Congress Party and of India. Rajendra Prasad was out of town, but the servant knew Shukla as a poor yeoman who pestered their master to help the indigo sharecroppers. So they let them stay on the ground with his companion. Gandhi, whom they took to another peasant, but Gandhi was not permitted to draw water from the well lest some drops from his bucket pollute the entire source. How did they know that he was not an untouchable? Tenacity means determination. Horses means thighs. Bordered means get on or enter. Yeoman, a person who cultivate a small piece of land. Pestered means what? Bother or harass. Permitted means allowed. Here, as Gandhi was impressed with the determination of this peasant, he said that he would be visiting Calcutta after a few months, that Shukla should meet him there. On the day that had been fixed, Shukla was eagerly waiting for Gandhiji. When Gandhiji got free, they both took a train to Patna. Then they went to the house of a lawyer, Rajendra Prasad, who later became the president of India. When they reached there, he was not at home. But the servant allowed both of them to stay at the grounds because they knew Shukla. They all knew him because Shukla used to assist their masters in helping indigo sharecroppers. They didn't allow Gandhi to draw water from their well as they took him to the untouchable and didn't want to pollute the entire water source. Gandhi decided to go first to Muzaffar, which was en route to Champaran, to obtain more complete information about condition than Shukla was capable of imparting. He accordingly sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kriplani of the Arts College in Muzaffar, Muzaffarpur, whom he had been at Tagore's Shanti Niketan school. The train arrived at midnight, 15th April 1917. Kriplani was waiting at the station with a large body of students. Gandhi stayed there for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. En route means here in this paragraph on the way. Imparting means pass on or giving. In this paragraph, it says that as Shukla was not able to provide Gandhi with advocate information, therefore he decided to go to Muzaffarpur, which was on the way to Champaran, to obtain the complete information. He sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kriplani, who was a teacher at Arts College in Muzaffarpur. Gandhi had seen him at Tagore Shanti Niketan school. Gandhi took a train to Muzaffarpur that arrived at midnight. Kriplani was already waiting there with his students, and the Gandhi stayed there for 2 days at Professor Malkani home, who was a teacher in a government school. It was an extraordinary thing in those days, Gandhi commented, for a government of professor to harbor a man like me. In a smaller localities, the Indians were afraid to show sympathy for advocates of home rule. The news of Gandhi's advent and of the nature of his mission spread quickly through Muzaffarpur and to Champaran. Sharecroppers from Champaran began arriving on foot by conveyance to see their champion. Muzaffarpur lawyers called on Gandhi to brief him. They frequently represented peasant groups in court. They told him about their cases and reported the size of their fee. Extraordinary means exceptional or remarkable. Harbor here means entertain. Sympathy means support or pity. Advocate means a supporter or protector. Advent means arrival. Conveyance means transportation. According to Gandhi, it was a remarkable thing that the government professor was entertaining him, because in those days people in small localities were afraid of supporting those supported home rule. The news of Gandhi's arrival and the purpose of his mission spread through Muzaffarpur and the Champaran very fast. Sharecroppers started to visit him. Muzaffarpur lawyers informed Gandhi about the whole situation as they represented various peasants in the court. They explained to him about their cases and the fee that they charge them. Gandhi chided the lawyers for collecting big fee from the sharecroppers. He said, I have come to the conclusion that we should stop going to the law courts. Taking such cases to the courts does little good. Where the peasants were so crushed and fear stricken, law courts are useless. Real relief for them is to be free from fear. Most of the arable land in the Champaran district was divided into large estates owned by Englishmen and worked by Indian tenants. The chief commercial crop was indigo. The landlords compelled all tenants to plant 3/20 or 15% of their holding with indigo and surrendered the entire indigo harvest as rent. This was done by long-term contract. Chided means here criticized or scolded. Conclusion means result or end of something. Fear stricken means afraid. Arable means what? Land suitable for farming. Tenants means occupants paying rent in cash or kind. Estate means what? Property. Compelled means forced. Surrendered means to give in. Contract means agreement. Indigo means plant that produce a blue color. So the name of the lesson is indigo. Indigo means what? A plant that produces what? A blue color. Understood? The name of the lesson is indigo. The indigo's meaning what is it's a plant that produces what? Blue color or dye. Blue dye. Gandhi scolded the lawyers for charging for such high fee from the poor sharecroppers. He decided that it was useless to go to the courts as the judiciary was not doing anything good for the peasants. He said that as long as the peasants were suppressed and full of fear, it was useless to visit the courts. He wanted to set them free from fear, and most of them cultivatable land in the Chembran district was owned by Englishmen who had divided them to various estates or property. The peasants were the occupants of these lands. Englishmen forced the peasants to cultivate indigo on 15% of their land and to give the crop to them as rent. All this was done through a long-term agreement. Presently, landlords earned the Germany that Germany had developed synthetic or indigo. They thereupon obtained agreements from the sharecroppers to pay them compensation for being released the 15% agreement. The sharecropping agreement was irksome to the peasants, and many signed willingly. Those who resisted engaged lawyers, the landlords hired thugs. Meanwhile, the information about synthetic indigo reached the illiterate peasants who had signed and they wanted their money back. Here, learned means what? Come to know. Synthetic means what? Chemical based or artificial. Compensation means what? Payments. Arrangement means what? Process. Irksome means what? Irritating. Resistor means what? Opposed or to be against something. Thugs means what? Cheats. Illiterate means what? Uneducated. While all this was going on, landlords came to know that the chemical indigo being prepared in Germany. It was a blue color dye made with chemicals. They started demanding money from the poor peasants in order to cancel their agreement as they no longer required the indigo plantation. The sharecropping system was very annoying. There so many of the peasants paid for the cancellation of the agreements. But as the news about synthetic indigo spread and reached the uneducated peasants, they started demanding their money back. At this point, Gandhi arrived in Chembran. He began by trying to get the facts. First, he visited the secretary of the British Landlords Association. The secretary told him that they could give no information to an outsider. Gandhi answered that he was no outsider. Next, Gandhi called on the British official commission of the Trihut division in which the Chembran district lay. The commission, Gandhi reports, proceeded to bully me and advised me forthwith to leave Trihut. Proceeded means here begin a course of action. Bully means trying to harm others by considering them to be weak. Forthwith means what? Immediately or at once. In this paragraph, it says like that when Gandhi arrived at Chembran, he decided to gather the facts. For this, he visited the secretary of the British Landlords Association. The secretary did not answer him because he could not give any information to an he could not give any information to an outsider. After this, he went on. He went to the commission of the Tirhat division. Chembran district was under the Tirhat division. The commission not only threatened Gandhi but also suggested him to leave the Tirhat immediately. Gandhi did not leave. Instead, he proceeded to Motihari, the capital of Champaran. Several lawyers accompanied him at the railway station. A vast multitude greeted Gandhi. He went to a house and using it as an headquarters. Continued his investigations. A report came in that peasant had been maltreated in a nearby village. Gandhi decided to go and see. The next morning, he started out on the back of an elephant. He had not proceeded far when the police superintendent messenger to overtook him and ordered him to return to town in his carriage. Gandhi compelled. The messenger drove Gandhi home, where he served him with an official notice to quit Champaran immediately. Gandhi signed a receipt for the notice and wrote on it he he would disobey the order. Here, accompanied means go along with someone. Multitude, a large number of people. Uh, Multitude means what? A large number of people. Investigation means what? Enquiries. Maltreated means what? Ill treat. Superintendent means what? Provide manager. Overtook means went ahead of him. Compelled means followed or obeyed. Here in this paragraph, it says that though Gandhi was threatened by the commission, he did not leave the place. He then went to Motihari, which was the capital of Champaran. He was joined by several lawyers. When they reached the station, they were welcomed by a large number of people. He then went to a house which was later converted into a headquarters. He started his inquiry to the matter. Gandhi decided to visit a nearby village. When he came to know about an incident of ill treatment with a peasant, he was on his way on an elephant with when the superintendent messenger stopped him and ordered him to return back to the town. Gandhi followed him and the messenger took him back to his home. He was then served a notice which ordered him to quit his movement and return back. Gandhi received the notice and signed a receipt on which he wrote that he would not obey the order. In consequence, Gandhi received the summons to appear in court the next day. So that's all for this class, and next till then I will continue the in the next video. Until then, goodbye.